In this episode, we're talking about leaving this mortal plane to become a celestial body. It's Become the Moon. This and more on Indie Game Arcade. Welcome everyone to Indie Game Arcade, a podcast that deep dives into the latest and greatest indie games. My name is Chris.
I'm Joseph.
And it is the Steam Summer Sale. Joseph, how much of your wallet is it's just like hemorrhaging money from what I can tell based on like what the library looks like right now?
Yeah, I can't tell you a price, and I'd rather not, even if I knew, because it'd probably be depressing. Let me see how many games I have purchased though in this period of time, really in the last few days, honestly. Okay, so where did it start? Okay, Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga, King Arthur Knight's Tale, Super Robot Wars 30, Hard West 2, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop, which we had talked about on the show previously, but I still hadn't played yet. So now I have it. Now I have no excuse not to. Tales of Magial.
Sure, why not?
Jupiter Hell, Rift Wizard 2,
okay,
Gloam Vault.
Oh yeah, that one did look interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadow, which I'd been looking forward to playing, and it was just on like a decent sale, like 25% off. So I was like, let me just grab it.
Sure.
And then today, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown.
Turbo ×2 back in time.
Turbo Teen back in time.
We were just adding as many T's as we could before the show. Yeah, you definitely got a lot. I was like on Steam, like in the library, and I remember like I saw some of the new games that you had purchased, and I was just looking at them to see like what genres they were. And as I was looking at them, like more just kept popping in, and I was like, dang, dude. Like I was on there like right as you were like going and getting more and more and more. And I was like, all right, I'll see how long this goes.
Yeah, truly, you're just lucky that I don't have enough people that I want to be in my library, so
don't kick me out.
That you've got access.
Don't kick me out. I will fight anyone that tries to take my place. Hey, also you just guested literally today on another podcast. Our buddies at the Inner Gamer.
I've been podcasting all day.
Yeah, you've been the entire day, literally. So like you told me what you guys had talked about, but go ahead and tell our audience what you guys were talking about. And you said that podcast will release this coming Tuesday, so by the time you guys are listening to this, it'll have been yesterday. So it should already be out. So go check out the Inner Gamer podcast. You can hear Joseph guest starring on it talking about...
Yeah, that'll be Tuesday, July 1st. And we talked about Monster Train 2 and Elden Ring Night Rain, because we had played that some together. I had streamed that with them actually on their stream a few weeks ago. So we talked about our experience with that, how we're looking forward to playing more of it because we overall really liked it. And a bunch of other games. Also a lot of talk about Peak, for anybody who knows what that is, the mountain climbing ridiculous game.
We'll probably talk a little bit about Peak.
We had a lot of fun
too.
Oh, I imagine so.
Yeah. It's like everyone, if
you
you
can't not talk about it.
Yeah. If you're on social media at all, like, and into gaming, you've seen Peak. Like, it's everywhere at the moment. Just kind of like how Day Everything was last week and still really is.
Yeah, I still see people jumping into that.
Yeah, for sure. I almost did a stream the other day, but like things just didn't align and I couldn't pull it off. But I wanted to do one and try to start a new game and just try to fill up the data decks all in one go. But yeah, I might try it.
Honestly,
still.
Just real quick on that for me, like that one's a hard one for me to jump back into because I've got so many games to play. And I don't know, as fun as it is, as well as polished as it is, and as much as I like the game, I don't know if the loop is good enough for me to want to go back unless I just have like a period of free time where I'm like, all right, let me just like get through this whole thing if it were just like what was appealing to me about like Monster Prom and all the iterations of that is that it is like a roguelike experience essentially, where it's like an in and out, like you're done in a period of time and you have your little session and you can kind of not capitalize, but you can like encapsulate your experience all in, I don't know, an hour or less. That's really appealing to me, and what I also like about roguelikes in general. So it's hard for me to play like a full story game like that. And again, it's nothing wrong with the game. It's just like how I've been like pocketing my time recently.
Yeah, no, totally valid. And yeah, it's a long game. And like when I say like wanting to try to do the data decks in one go, like I know it's impossible, but I want to see how far I can get. But yeah, so no new game plus for you is what you're saying.
No, I'll be lucky if I just finish the game, honestly.
Right, yeah. Speaking of games, let's get into our main topic for today, which is Become the Moon. Game start! Become the Moon was released June 19th, 2025. Developed by, well, there's several developers. Feldspar Games, Ben Allen, and I went to school with the Ben Allen.
Maybe it's the very same guy.
I don't think so. He might be in jail. And Mossman, not Mossman, not the guy from Masters of the Universe. This is Mossman.
No.
Totally different.
This is like Robert Mossman. Someone's last
Rob
name,
Mossman. Published by Alibi Games, retails for $16.99. And for a short description, this is a challenging deck building auto battler that requires you to outthink your opponents in your attempt to become the moon. Yeah, you want to be the moon. Haven't you always wanted to be the moon? Like, who hasn't?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't want to be the moon? I don't know. I've never actually wanted to be the moon, and I'm still not 100% when they're like, like I still don't quite understand the concept of being the moon in this game. But like, hey man, more power to them. But the mechanics of this one are really interesting to me, and that's what I've enjoyed about it so far. Now, granted, I've only played like 2 hours of this game. I'm not far in. You, on the other hand, have played a lot of this game. You said you were like 18 hours in. So you have, you've seen things, man. You've seen stuff.
I would say for myself, probably about 9 hours in, because this is one, my other friend Chris came over, or one of the other Chris's I know came over the other day, and we just sat and like played this for hours. Yeah. And so it was like us taking turns. So like not all of those 18 hours are mine.
Sure.
But I have spent a substantial amount of time in this game and or seen him play through parts of it and just try to do runs. I will say, like, well, I don't know, like, do you want to start talking about the gameplay? How do you want to approach this?
Yeah, why don't we like kind of explain how the game functions first, and then we'll get into like the crazy stuff that you've seen. But like the core mechanics of this are really deck building, the auto battle system. Within that, it's like the minions is a lot of what you're kind of creating, and it's really interesting to me too, like how they you're building up your hand, and then you are playing minions, and those minions like stay out there, like they might get wiped out during like a round, but then you go like immediately to your next opponent, and then the minions are like all healed and everything again. They're still like out there, so you don't have to like replay those again, which I kind of like that sort of play style, and I think is really interesting. And then you can kind of concentrate on either putting even more minions out or battle spells or what have you. Now, like, I want to preface real quick that because I'm not as far in, I don't have like a huge game sense on this yet as far as like strategy and things like that, other than what I did my first few runs was really just concentrated on like all flying minions because of like the synergy that you could do with those and some of the cards for like dodging and stuff. Like one of the runs was like, you know, if a flying minion dodges, then they will do like a attack back for like 7 damage or something.
Yeah, they do 8 damage.
But yeah, I had something else that raised their dodge chance quite dramatically, so it was destroying people.
You had the wings that raised the dodge chance by 20% more. And the base dodge chance is like, I think 33% or 30%, something like that. So that's 50% dodge chance right there if you get those wings artifacts. So so there are those kind of builds that can go like crazy if you have the right artifacts with it. But those are random, as with any
Yes.
roguelike, really. Like the artifacts you get, you don't know what's going to come. So you can't like pre-plan too much. You just have to adjust and adapt to what's going on.
Yeah, very much like in sort of a similar way, like with Monster Train 2, in that like you might kind of have a build in mind that you want to go with, but depending on like those things that you like when you first start out, you might not be getting the kind of like artifact right off the way, or the kind of cards those first few stops that are going to play into the kind of build that you wanted to do. So you really just have to go with what you're given.
There have been times where I've tried to do bird runs like you were talking about, and then like no birds would drop for me out in the thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, so I have to adjust to like, okay, well, I guess this is like a on death run. Like when the minion gets killed, the thing happens. So it's like, okay, let me change it up. I had a thought, but now that's out the window. So yeah, you really have to like be kind of fast and loose with your ideas. But once you do find something you're settled into, then it's worth like skipping cards or like just sacrificing other cards to really hone in on it, because it's a pretty encapsulated experience where you don't have time to just like futz around. You need to start powering up whatever idea you have. By the time you get at least halfway through the run, like you should be on your way to like victory already, or else you were just going to get just smoked by the last few areas.
Yeah, especially what's kind of funny is like in that first section, you get to like, and this threw me off the first time, is when you get to the one girl that just has the cat. And like I had been doing all of these battles that were like, I was a little worried if I was going to get through them or not. Then I get to the one girl, she's just got a singular cat that hardly does anything.
1 health, 1 attack, and her cat has 1 health, 1 attack. And by that time, like you have probably a full set of 7 minions out who are all just crazy powerful. So here's my thought on that. Either that is just a nice break for you, or there's something there that you can trigger that makes it either beneficial to you, or maybe there's some kind of unlockable thing. I don't know any of this to be true. I have not looked it up, and I don't want to, but I'm curious. It just doesn't seem like that would be there for no reason, right? Aside from it's nice to have that break before the next battle, but at the same time, it's like you don't get that any other time in the game, so it feels weird for it to be right there.
That next battle is the boss, I believe, and that boss is very tough.
No, like, the next battle after that is the guy who has like all 20/20s, like 20 health, 20 attack dudes.
Oh, yes, that's right. Boss
and
comes
then
later.
It's the first boss.
Yeah, the boss is after that one. So yeah, I kind of thought, like, my initial thought was that maybe that was like a place where they were just kind of letting you have a quick breather so that you can, do whatever. If you want to swap out your minions or something just to get prepared for the next battle, you can. Like, it felt like a little bit of a freebie. But after like defeating her, and like I was expecting something else to happen and, didn't, it kind of made me think that there's got to be some sort of trigger or something that you can do. There's got to be a hidden secret to this thing somehow. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be, right?
Yeah,
it's just so weird.
Yeah, I know. So I'm curious to find it. I'm going to like play around with that battle a little bit. One of my thoughts is like, what if I pulled my minions out of the fight and like just let that cat hit me? I wonder if that would do something, because like there's no way that cat's gonna hit you otherwise.
Yeah,
like it is just like defenseless against your onslaught.
Yeah. Oh, that poor cat.
Whether it does anything or not, I'll let you know. Maybe at least an achievement or something. I have no idea. Not that I care about the achievements, but at least like just to know that it's not there for nothing.
Right.
But who knows?
What is really interesting about this game too is we've kind of talked about the setup where you're getting your minions out, you're readying spells and everything. And like for each round when you're facing your opponent, like that's it. There's no like back and forth that you're in control of. It goes full auto battle from that point. So there's no like, I'll get him on the next round. It's like, no, like if you didn't set up the, exactly what you needed to like right away, then you're probably going to lose right away.
Yeah.
So it's very It's interesting, but it's also like a very, I don't know, to me, it feels way more unforgiving than other deck battlers than I've played, but it has me more intrigued because of it.
Yeah, I would say as far as these kind of deck builders go, like, I'm not usually like an auto battler kind of guy, but
same.
I only mean that in the sense that I don't want like just all the stuff to happen for me. Like I want to take part in it. But this I feel okay about because it's like you're doing the initial setup of everything. You are lining everything up to where you're kind of going to know before you even start that battle whether you're going to win it or not, or whether it's going to be like by the skin of your teeth. There's some variables in there, of course, like especially if you have flying units, because then there's that dodge chance that can really make or break some battles. But for the most part, like you're going to know like, oh crap, I am just like not prepared for this unit that has death touch, because what death touch does is like if he hits you with melee or you hit him, then you're just dead. It doesn't matter how much health you have. Like death touch insta kills you.
Yeah.
And or like, oh, this unit has ranged, which does not incur return damage. So it's like, okay, well, they're just going to like range destroy me before I even get a turn. And so it's like, but no, there's like some randomness to the way the battles are leading up to the boss. Like once you get to the cat lady and past, I think those are all kind of, well, that's not true because the boss, the end boss can be different. But I think the cat lady, the guy who has like all 20s, and then there's like a various group of other like, I guess leaders or whatever that are dispersed throughout that will kind of like interchange. Once you beat the boss, then like more come out. And so it's like even more randomized leading up to that point.
Right.
And after, have you beaten the boss yet?
Only the first boss.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
So there, after you beat that boss, like any roguelike, it's not done. And sure enough, like as the title implies, it's like, okay, well, become the moon. What does that mean? Oh, well, now I have to fight through the whole thing again. And once I beat the boss again, now I go to the actual moon. And then it's like, okay, now there's 3 more battles. And those are so hard. It is so hard to get through the moon. I have reached the final boss one time and I just got smoked when I thought that I really had it under control.
Wow.
So this is, it's such a challenging game. But one that I really, so the artwork alone like sells me on a lot of it. Like that, there's not like a ton of like unlockable cards or anything. Everything you see is pretty much what you get. But it's the way that the variety of builds like play into those cards that I kind of appreciate that there's not like too many, because then it would be hard to keep everything kind of balanced.
Yeah.
The way that they have it now, I can appreciate because it just feels like there's so many different like directions you can go. Sometimes you're forced to go certain directions, like we were talking about earlier, depending on what you're actually getting. But there like, so for example, one is like, one of the things I really like to do is like, either like summons, which are some of your units like either on death or if they hit somebody or whatever, they will summon other units. And so there are also artifacts that support that, like, or even other like epic units that support that, where it's like, okay, if a unit is summoned, they now have +3 attack and a shield or something. If a unit is summoned, and these are the ones that only summon during battle. So there's like sub units. In some cases, those would be like, there's one unit that like when it's like an egg, and when it dies, it summons 2 like flying units, like 2 like 1/1 flying units. But when those are out there and accompanied by those artifacts and other units, they can become like really strong parts of your team, because you're turning your egg unit essentially into 2 other units that have flying plus all those bonus stats. Right. It's really cool to see all those things like work together. Like with any deck builder, it's cool to see your little machine like start to like flow well. And especially in this automated way, much like Monster Train, where like once you set everything in motion, like it's just going to be a back and forth until like somebody's dead. But except instead of having 3 levels of it, it's all just the one. So I don't know, like I'm really enjoying it. As infuriating as it can be sometimes when like the cards just completely feel like they're working against you, it doesn't stop me from saying like, okay, one more round.
It definitely is one of those games where like it really suckers you into wanting to do another one. Like I remember just like playing this thing sitting on the couch, like later at night, knowing that like I do have to go to work in the morning, and like I do have to get my kid ready for.
How much do we need jobs, really?
Yeah, I got to get my kid ready for school, but man, like, but I need to become the moon, so
I have priorities.
I might need to keep going. You know what the artwork kind of reminds me of, and it's not like a 1-for-1, but it gives me a feel of like Over the Garden Wall with like the character designs and stuff, like not the same sort of like color palettes or anything. It's not nearly as soft as that, but there's just some aspects about the designs and everything that kind of gave me that vibe. And that was the part of the artwork that I really, really enjoyed.
I'll tell you like what my first thought was. Do you remember, are you familiar with like Jeff Lemire, the artist?
Oh yeah.
Like,
dude. Yeah, you're
Sweet
totally
Tooth,
right.
Yeah.
Yes, it does look a lot things. Like his stuff. Oh my God.
Yeah. It especially like the cover, the guy on the cover, the bird dude.
Yes.
Like that totally like just read as a Jeff Lemire drawing to me. I know it's not, but like that was the first feeling I got from it.
No, you're totally right. I love that. That's oh man. I need to go read some more Jeff Lemire because I haven't read anything by him for about 2 years, and he's one of my favorites. So okay. All right.
Yeah, seriously. Like I was super into like some of his stuff for a while too, but it has been a couple years since I really dove in.
I just hit a dry spell and I've been reading just pretty much manga and no comics lately. So but back to the games. There's 10 characters in this game that you can play as. I've only played as the bird guy, so I can't really speak to any of the others. I've unlocked a few. I think I have 3 other ones that I've unlocked, but I haven't really played them yet because I've only played this in like one sitting. So I was just like really trying to get a groove with the one dude, and then I accomplished what I needed to and moved on to another game because I had like 6 games I was trying to play.
I have 9 of the 10. The 10th one, I think you have to beat that moon boss to unlock them. So I guess that's what I'm working on now, is trying to get there.
Nice.
But they all are so interesting because they change up gameplay in a way. One of them, like this knight character, he makes it where you can only have 1 minion out at a time. Oh. Every time you put a new minion down, it kind of like absorbs the strength and health of the minion that's out there.
Plus that's interesting.
Basic skills like flight, double strike, stuff like that. It doesn't take skills like on death or whatever, the like longer skills under it, but it takes like the base like keyword skills. And so you can make like, you kind of have to make like a combination of everything for like one elite unit that is able to survive this entire onslaught. It's like really challenging, but it's really cool seeing just a really like beefy unit out there that has every power. I
was going to say that sounds extremely difficult with this type of game, just having one dude out there. But I suppose like, you know, if you are putting like really good minions out there, especially if you put one like a flying one that can dodge. Yeah, man, that makes sense.
Yeah, having flight, double strike, ranged, and shield on one unit is like, it makes them super strong. But again, once those death touch units come in, it's like, oh man, this guy could take me out in one hit if I'm not careful. I gotta like
all over.
Yeah, then it's all for naught. Yep.
Yeah. There's another. It was like another relic that I had like on my bird dudes, where I'm trying to remember how it worked, but I think it was like if they dodged, not only like, you know, they do the attack if they dodged, but this other one was also like, then I ended up getting one of those 0 cost cards, one of the like star cards. So like my hand would fill up so fast because I was like dodging everything.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. That is a cool power, but it kind of sucks because then you get no draw on your next round. So you just have to hope you got really cool star cards because that's all you're going to have once they fill up your deck.
Yeah, it was like I kept getting 2 that I really liked. And then there was one that just felt really useless for the run I was doing. I can't remember what it did. I just remember thinking, not this one again. And like I was using something else that required me to sacrifice a card. And I'm like, yep, that's the one. I'm going to get rid of this every time. Yeah, it's cool though, man. Like it's a really interesting game that I would never have even thought of. Like I think I saw it. Like I think I honestly browsed right past it when I was looking at upcoming games, and then you like went right in, like all in, and now I'm like, this is really fun. I like it.
Yeah. So I'm not saying it's my favorite deck builder ever. Definitely not. But it's one that I at least need to. It's one of those. It's so challenging that I have to beat it just based on principle alone, just to say that I completed it. And then I may never touch it again. Who knows? Unless they come out with some DLC or some kind of expansion.
Become the sun.
I have to see it through and become the moon.
Yeah. I want you to become the moon.
Thanks.
I want that for you.
Power up!
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode so far, do us a favor and throw us a like, a follow, share the episode or the podcast with folks who love indie games so we can get more of these game recommendations out there and support indie game devs. We also have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/nerdsloth where you can catch us playing more indie games or check out our top 5 and top 10 series for even more indie game recommendations because we believe there's an indie game out there for everyone.
Combo!
So let's talk about some other indie games we've been playing this week. Real quick. Just, let's get the stuff out there that we already know. We know I've been playing more Soulstone Survivors, so, that's fine. I've been playing more Day Everything. Yeah, that's fine. So I won't go into details on those. I'll be playing Soulstone for a while, so.
I've been jumping back into that one also, of course, with as much praise as we gave it last time. I can't not.
There was one night and this was, I almost kind of used this as an opportunity because our daughter is going through a little bit of a sleep regression right now where she does not want to go to bed. So most of the time what you're supposed to do is put them in their crib and go in every few minutes or something and be like, hey, it's okay. And then, leave again. But they're going to cry and cry and cry and cry. And there's one night I was just like, hey, you know what? Talking to Rochelle, I was like, I'll just go in the room with her and, she'll fall asleep eventually. Let's give her a break. But really what I did, I went and sat on the bed, next to her, where she was in her crib, and I just played Soulstone Survivors for 4 hours. So, yeah, that was my excuse. So there's that. I also started playing Ruffy in the Riverside. Got that literally just a few hours after it had released. That's been a lot of fun. If for those that don't remember, this is a 3D retro style mascot platformer with a texture swap mechanic to use to solve environmental puzzles. So that came out on the 26th, retails for $19.99. It's a blast. It's so fun. It's so charming. The puzzles and platforming and everything's great. The world design's great. The characters are super fun. They did make a really big change from the demo, though, which is really interesting, where they really scrapped the star thing. You remember how you were really collecting the stars and everything?
Yeah, like Mario 64-esque. This is just gone? Interesting. What did they replace it with?
So, from what I can tell so far, there's a lot more of the little fuzzy guys, and there's the butterflies, lots more environmental types of puzzles and stuff that you can do. But really, there is an overarching story that you don't get in the demo. They don't really introduce you to it. But in the game now, you get introduced to what the real story of this game is. So you have a very specific sort of mission and things within that. So you have a lot of direction and stuff to do stuff, and it is a lot more puzzle solving, but tons of platforming to do that. And one of the things and I knew that they were going to do this because Patrick had talked about it. I don't remember if he had told me off the interview or if it was in the interview, but you can ride hay bales. I know you can do the little, hay bale tournament thing, but they have hay bales around that you can use as a vehicle to get around the world faster. And that's fun. You hop on there and you're just rolling all over the place. And that's great.
Nice. I guess it's on my my friends list now too, so I can jump in and play it.
I also played Wordatro, which is way up my alley, and I am enjoying it immensely. This was
So it's like Bolatro's Scrabble?
Yeah, honestly, that is the best way to describe it. So this released on the 23rd for $9.99, developed by Le Poulet. Yeah, it's basically Balatro meets Scrabble. So you're like forming words from a limited pool of letters. And then each letter has like point values to them, just like Scrabble and stuff. But then you also have like an energy cost, or like you have energy that you are expending and stuff to either do re-rolls if you don't have good letters, and also to play the words and stuff. So you have to kind of balance those things. Yeah, each run is like 10 rounds, and you got to survive by conserving that energy, because if you run out, then it's like game over. And there's like a lot of stuff that gets added to it. Like, it is a little roguelike in a way where, like, in between rounds and stuff, you'll get to choose from different like upgrades and stuff. Like, you can add like underlined letters that will give you like maybe a molt or something, or bold letters will do something like that, or you can get like a rainbow tile, and like there's all kinds of really, really cool stuff in the game. So yeah, it basically takes Scrabble and, honest to God, just Ballatroed it and just, you know, made it way more intense and way more interesting. So I'm all over it. I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Yeah, I had never even heard of it until literally today, I think, when I looked at the notes and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I might try that. I like Scrabble.
Yeah, I think you would like it. If you like Scrabble, this is like a game for you. You would really enjoy it. Yeah, so my mixer cramped out on me, so now I'm in a new location recording, so things might sound a little bit differently in that episode, so we'll see.
And I also
don't
remember where we were. What were we talking about?
I was just finishing talking about Wordatro.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about the like hottest topic right now, which is
the
peak,
hot topic,
which we mentioned earlier in the episode. So peak, for anyone who doesn't know, is like a sort of, it's not really like crazy physics in the way that it looks. Like, it's not in the vein of like Gang Beast or anything like that, where it's like you're just flopping around. It's actually like pretty tight as far as controls go. But the way that you look is you are just some like small, funny looking,
small little Boy Scout.
Like Boy Scout. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's such a funny visual, but the gameplay is you are trying, like, your plane crashes down on this like remote island, and your job is to literally scale to the peak, which is going through these different biomes, starting with like the beach, followed by like a jungle, and then an ice biome, and then finally a volcano. And then you have to, I think, scale out of the volcano. I haven't been to the very last level, so I haven't watched a video of it, so I don't know exactly, but I've heard that that's like the last part of it. But then on top of that, there's all sorts of different like weird things that they don't explain to you, and you kind of have to discover them as you go. And that's what I find really endearing about it, is like, okay, how do I do anything in this game? It's like, I have a backpack. How can I put things in? It's like, oh wait, I have to take my backpack off and put stuff inside of it. Physically, I can't just like throw stuff in the backpack like you would expect to in a game.
Right.
What I really appreciate is the bar at the bottom that is simultaneously your stamina, your life, your hunger. Everything is just a single bar. And I think that's genius. Like, that is how any game that's dealing with like hunger or anything like that should work, is like, it's all right there. I know exactly what I need to do. Oh, my food part is up. Okay, my dude's hungry. I need to feed him, so that because if your character's hungry or if they're hurt or whatever, then it fills up part of your bar that is normally just used for your stamina. So obviously your stamina is lower. You can't climb as well or as efficiently. Right. So you need to eat. And I just like the way that they really condense that into that single bar. Like, I super appreciate that, because it makes what could have been like a lot of like really kind of convoluted numbers everywhere into just a single simple visual. And I don't know, that's really appealing to me because of the efficiency of it. But other than that, it is just a fun, like, crazy game, and multiplayer especially is like where it really shines. You can play a single player, but goofing around with your friends, if you're going to play it with friends, don't use Discord. Use the proximity chat in the game because that makes it hilarious. Because when you're like really far away from your friend, you're trying to find him, you have to like shout to him so they can try to hear you.
I love that.
It's really funny when you fall off a mountain and like you're just like yelling in real life, because it's exactly what you would expect, where it sounds like you're fading away as you're screaming to your friends. And that's really funny. Like in the moments, there are things where it's like you can find flares if you get lost and need help finding them. You can't get too far from your party if you're in a group, because then the like demonic camp counselor, or not camp counselor,
that dude's so scary.
Boy Scout troop, what is it, head Boy Scout guy? What is it? I don't even know.
Yeah, he was like
I don't know what they're called.
he was like a troop leader or something, but he's like long and now skeletal. It's like Slender Man if he was in the Scouts or something.
Like has mutated in some way. And it's like the visual is like scary enough when he starts coming towards you, but then he starts running on all fours once he gets near you. And that's when it's like really freaky, because he is like huge and he will follow you until the ends of the earth. I don't know if there's a way to actually get rid of him. So just stick with your friends. Don't get too far out, because then he will find you and all he does is like throw you. He just like tries to throw you off the edge of the world. That is his whole thing. There's also a like a troop, like a head trooper, like a bugle or something. So if you use that, then that draws him to you, and then he will do the same and just hunt you down.
Oh no.
So there are a bunch of items in here, like some super useful, some like really epic. There's one I found that was like a legendary that was a reverse rope or gravity rope or something. What it does,
I've seen that.
It's a blue rope. Instead of like falling down and like climbing down the rope, it like goes upward, and so it helps you climb things. But then there's also like cursed items. One that we found was a like a purple skull, and it doesn't tell you what it does until you use it. And the moment you do, you just turn into you die. You turn into a skeleton. Like you're like that's it. It just kills you.
That's
like,
so
cool.
good.
Okay.
I did find it was the fairy lantern. So it was a lantern that also heals you. Yeah.
Yeah. That one's great.
Thing. Yeah.
I have only played it for just like an hour-ish, maybe two. So I don't have a ton of experience, but even in the short time I played it, I've seen a lot, and I'm curious to see like what else it has to offer. Definitely recommend this game. It is very cheap. I think it's like $8, not on sale. So well worth the price.
Very cheap. I was about to say the same. Like I've played about the same amount, so probably only about like an hour's worth or so. But hopefully you and I are going to try to either do a video of it or stream it or something at some point here in the near future.
Yeah.
So
It is like made for streaming or just playing with friends. It is a shared experience for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be as fun as it is like just like frustrating, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because it's like, please, like pull me up.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do right now, just to kill time, like doom scrolling or something, is just watching clips of that game. It is some of the funniest stuff you will ever see. Oh man.
Yeah. So funny. But again, proximity chat. Don't cheat. Don't use Discord. It takes the fun out of it.
Exactly.
Final round.
Let's talk about some upcoming indie games we're excited about. July 1st, we've got Blood Rush Undying Wish, which is a very vibrant looking hack and slash ARPG. I don't know too much about it other than like what it looks like, and what it looks like is pretty, and I want to play it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do that.
It's going to be early access.
Yes. And then on the 7th, there is Blowbun Mini. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it. Blobun? Oh, I bet it's Blobun. That's probably it. This is like a little bite-sized arcade puzzle game, which looks a lot like, kind of like Snake from back in the day, but like you're a long bunny blob thing.
I think it's probably just like blob bun.
Yeah. Right? It makes sense now.
Phonetically, yeah.
But yeah, it looks cool. It looks like a real simple little thing, but yeah, it's something that the artwork pulled me in. The gameplay might get me to stay.
Very cute. The one I want to mention is Kind Folks, like with an X, KINDFOLX. This one is, of course, it's like a roguelike, but this is a roguelike deck builder, but it's real time. So that sounds like really like intense to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like more controlled than it sounds, but like it's like and even in the description, it's saying it's like a fast-paced deck building roguelike. So
yeah,
I'm curious to see how that actually functions where you don't have, because I see the cards laid out just like at the bottom of the screen like you would expect. But if it's all moving in real time, like you don't have time to really deliberate. Like you have to make decisions quickly. And I'm curious how it's going to affect the gameplay. It looks great. I love the artwork of it. Like that's what sold me on it initially. The problem, the caveat is all it says for the release date is June 2025. June 2025 is almost over. We have like 1 day left in June 2025.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anything on that. So I don't think that that's going to be met. I would love for it to come out tomorrow and just be surprised by that. But there's no official release date, just planned release June 2025. We're coming up to the end of that. So again, may not come out by then. Hopefully, though, it will come out soon. Because I love the way it looks and I'm curious about the gameplay.
Yeah, there's always like every month there's always a ton of games that like are always kind of left behind at the very end of the upcoming section where it just says the month and then the year. Yeah, they always tend to get pushed back pretty far. So
yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate because there's a lot of like really good ones that I've been looking forward to that have been hanging in limbo for so long.
Keep an eye on it, but I don't know. I really want to play it. Like that's why I'm like trying to pay attention to it. I'm even like looking around at the websites to see if there's anything mentioned on it. I just don't see anything, and that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll check their social media. Anyway, I'll update you as I learn more.
I appreciate that. I just found one as we were talking that I do want to bring up called Egging On, which comes out August 7th. And this looks ridiculous. You're playing an egg. So you're an egg escaping the hen house. And it's like this very intricate labyrinthine hen house. And because you're an egg, you are, having to roll along through everything. But, it's like a bit of asymmetrical rolling because you're egg shaped. And also trying not to break and crack and, because that would be the end of you if you cracked and fell apart. It just looks really interesting. I feel like this might be a little bit of a Bennett Foddy-ish kind of thing. Like it might make you real upset.
Like a rage
a little
inducing
bit.
Game.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah,
could be.
But I wonder, like,
it looks cool though.
As I'm watching this egg, like it looks pretty sturdy. Like I wonder if it's just like fall distance or what.
I'm not sure.
I see a lot of things that are able to crack it, but it looks great, actually.
Yeah, I know. Like it's so well polished. Like the visuals are amazing, honestly.
Coming out in August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real soon. Just a
I'll
month
put it on
away.
my wish list. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm very excited to check that out.
I do like raging.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about a little bit of a rage bait game in the next episode. So make sure you come back and listen in 2 days.
I'll be here.
Yeah, you'll be here.
Game over.
If you listening had a good time listening to this particular episode, stick around for the bumper so you can learn how to support the show and all the things we do here at Sloth Creative. You can also check the show notes to our link tree, which will take you to our social media, Discord, subreddit, merch store, and all the other cool stuff. Get in touch with us. Let us know what indie games you're playing and help us elevate these games so we can help support the indie devs making them. But that's game over for us. My name's Chris.
I'm Joseph.
And we'll continue on the next episode.
Continue.
Indie Game Arcade is recorded and produced by Sloth Creative. If you're looking for more gaming content, head over to youtube.com/nerdsloth for indie game let's plays and recommendations. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/nerdsloth, where you can select a pledge and receive access to hundreds of hours of bonus content from everything at Sloth Creative. If you're an indie game developer and would like us to review your game or explore other opportunities, send an email to nerdslothcreative@gmail.com with the subject line Indie Game Arcade. Thanks for listening and keep supporting indie game devs.